Hey y'all, we are back and we have another grant or grants. And let me tell y'all, neither one of these grants got deadlines. Everybody is eligible to apply for one of them. The other one has a few restrictions, but it's still no deadline. So whenever you see this video, there is a grant opportunity for you to apply. So you do not have to comment and ask me, is it still open? And let me just add a note about that. I really don't know if these grants be opened or closed by the time folks are commenting because I put out so many videos that I'm not going to remember each grant opportunity, but I promise you deadlines, requirements, all of that is definitely in the video. You just got to watch it. If you get anything of value out of this video, beginning, middle, end, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Turn on your notification bell because we do not want you to miss opportunities like these. But this one, if your bell was off, I guess it don't matter because there is no deadline. Check out the small business grant playlist. There's several opportunities there. Check out the nonprofit grant playlist. And we got the ebook. This ebook, y'all, you see 30 pages of content. It's not fluff. It's not pictures. It's not me selling you something that's like 2 pages. Okay. This literally is talking about getting ready to apply for the grant, applying for the grant, what happens if you don't get the grant, managing the grant, resources to find grants. All of that is in there. And I'm going to put a discount code in the description box so you can get a little bit more off than the already reduced price. If you would like to support the channel, come on over to the Patreon. I'm going to quickly share my screen so you can see what's in there and decide if you would like to join. All right, here's the Patreon. Yes, the stuff is locked, but once you decide to become a member, the information will be unlocked. As you can see, I post pretty much anything that I think will be helpful to entrepreneurs. We got a pitch opportunity that I promise you will change your business overnight if you are accepted into that. I have other grants. I do Q&As depending on your tier. So then once you click, you'll be able to see what the grant is about, ambassador programs, all types of stuff that'll be helpful for your business. But we're not going to stay over there too much longer because I know you might want to support the channel, but you're really here for these no deadline. Almost everybody is eligible for small business grant opportunity. The first one is a grant opportunity for $1,000. And this grant opportunity is literally, you have an idea and you want some money to get ready to implement that idea. Now, don't go making up stuff, okay? Make sure it is something that you are actually interested in doing, that you've been thinking about, because they have multiple chapters that you can apply to. And then also, if you are located in an area where they have a chapter, they recommend that you apply there. As I said, this is a monthly grant for $1,000. There's multiple opportunities for you to get this grant. And on top of that, you can apply across different regions. Normally with these types of opportunities, they say you only can apply one time to the location that's closest to you. With this, they specifically said that if you think that your idea would be helpful to a different region, apply over there. Because think about it, maybe in some communities, certain things would be more important than in another community. And your idea might not be the best to implement in your hometown, but you know that it would be best implemented somewhere else. Or if you're thinking about relocating and you're like, I want to relocate, but I've also wanted to do X, Y, and Z. So plenty of opportunities for you to potentially get up to $1,000. You don't need an LLC. You don't need a business. So this small business grant is going to be one for the books, and you can apply monthly for these opportunities. So with that, because it's not a lot that I can tell y'all about it, let's look at this grant. All right, y'all, this opportunity is sponsored by the Awesome Foundation. We have talked about this grant before, but I felt like, let me bring it back up because it's been a while since I talked about it. And if you're new to the channel, you might have missed this opportunity, but this grant application is literally less than 5 minutes. And as I said, you're gonna pick different regions, and then they show you all of the different areas that they've assisted, and then how many projects they've funded. And then you just come here. So you can Google Awesome Foundation and you will get right here to this grant opportunity. You're going to click on apply for this grant. And This is very short. So the chapter, you're going to pick which one. And I totally forgot to say, this is the global opportunity, y'all. So this is not just restricted to the US. This is a global opportunity. So you're going to give them your name, email, phone number, a title to your project, website, and you notice that there's no asterisk. So if you don't have a website, that is completely okay. You can just give them the title and then tell them about your project, 2,000 characters or less. Again, type your stuff over in a Word document, have it do a character count. Remember, character, not word. So the is going to be 3 characters versus 1 word. So be as concise as you can be. And then how will you use the money? Yeah, I know this is always a question somewhere, either phase 1 or phase 2. What are you going to do with the money? Now, with this being $1,000, they're not saying your project has to be restricted to $1,000. Let's say your project is going to cost $5,000. You can give them your total budget to say your total budget is $5,000. However, the $1,000 will allow me to do X, Y, and Z. Again, whether it's marketing, whether it's development, whether it's any of those things. But I would think with this one, they're going to want to see more of that money being spent specifically on the project versus professional development opportunities for $1,000, right? And then they want to know about you. And look at both of these 500 characters. So they give you 2,000 to talk about the project, but then 500 to talk about how you're going to use the money, and then tell them about yourself. Yourself is an elevator pitch. And we literally just talked about this in the previous grant video that was worth $62,500. And with that opportunity, when you were talking about yourself, like I said, it's your elevator pitch. And this is something that I highly recommend that you write down. So when you get to these grants, you're cutting and pasting at this point. So you're not feeling like you're spending a lot of time, because you're just recycling information that is applicable for the grant. Now, don't go copying and pasting without tweaking it to make sure that it is customized to the grant that you are applying for. And then images of your project. And even if you have not started the project, you can sketch something of your idea, what you're envisioning it to look like, just so they can get a better understanding of what it is that you plan to do and to see if it's aligned with what they do. And I recommend going to their site and just looking at some of the projects that they have funded, because that will then give you an idea of some of the things that they're willing to fund, and then just seeing, are you aligned with any of what they have already funded before you apply for the grant. But again, the worst thing that can happen is that you don't get the money, but you can apply month after month. That's that opportunity. Now, this second opportunity, I will not be able to get into the application only because I do not have an account, and I attempted to move past that piece and I was not able to do it. This grant application, even though this grant is no deadline, it's for $2,500. The one requirement is that you have been a part of a federal disaster. You've experienced some type of disaster that is documented, because they will ask you, what is the date of the disaster that you were involved in? You'll put it on the calendar, and then you also have to give them the title of that disaster as well. So don't go making up stuff, because guess what? They're going to search and say, on this date, there was no federal disaster. And then also they're going to request documents to prove that you were affected by this disaster. And when I say affected, possibly if you're in that location, photos, something to prove that you were in fact affected by a federal disaster. That's most of the requirements. And then also you must be in business for at least a year. And then you also have to be in good standing with your business. That's pretty much it. But you do not need an LLC, you do not need a registered business, none of that. Federal disaster, good standing, a year. Let's look at this grant. $2,500, y'all. $2,500, okay, with no deadline. Hey, y'all, this grant is sponsored by Etsy. So if you have an Etsy store and it is in good standing, and you have been operating with Etsy for at least a year, and you have been affected by a federal disaster, you are eligible to apply for this grant. And there's the FAQ here that I recommend reading this as well in order to make sure that you're eligible. But then after that, so we'll go to apply just so I can show you all a little bit what's in there, but I cannot get past the first page. And it says sellers will be eligible for a grant if they experience a federally declared natural disaster within the past year, have been an active seller on Etsy for at least 1 year, and their Etsy account is in good standing. And then you're going to click next. And then this is when they start asking you some of the questions that I don't have answers to. And you're going to put your name, your Etsy shop, provide them a link to your Etsy shop, your email, phone number, and then what percentage of your total household income is from your Etsy business. And then what was the date of the federally declared natural disaster that you experienced. And then there's a link for you to look those up. Because I don't have information on dates or titles, we can't get to the next page. But if you have been affected, definitely apply for that grant. So in this video, y'all, we just had 2 grant opportunities, no deadline, awesome foundation, global opportunity, everybody is eligible to apply. So please, please, please apply for that grant, if nothing else, if there is something that you would like to take further. If you got anything of value out of this video, like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Turn on your notification bell because we cannot be missing this money together, okay? Check out the small business grant playlist, check out the nonprofit grant playlist, get the ebook, come to the Patreon, all of that stuff to put money inside of your business, okay? But I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to spend with me virtually. I want to thank you for supporting the channel. And wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a beautiful day. And I will see you all next time.